Hey ladies, this is going to be a little bit more of a personal episode today. This is stuff you don't necessarily need to know, but it's stuff that I want to share with you if you want to listen. We're going to talk about the way strategic stripping is moving, that I've decided to turn this into a full-time thing, how I plan to monetize so I can actually turn this into a full-time thing. We're going to talk a little bit about my personal life and why I'm doing this. I started my YouTube channel about 1.5 years ago, and I started my podcast about 6 months ago. I want to make it very clear that the only reason why I started my YouTube channel was because I had learned so much about the industry, how to make money in the industry, the potential of the industry, and I was making great money, and I saw that other girls were struggling. And it really hit me one day when I was in the dressing room and somebody asked me about how I make money. And I told her I read one of Brian Tracy's books, who's a self-development teacher, and I can't remember which book it was right now, but I'm sure all of them are good. And then after I started reading his book, my income exponentially increased. And there was another girl in the dressing room that wasn't in our conversation. She turned around and stared at me. She looked very confused, and with a puzzled look on her face, she said, "You read a book and then you started making more money?" She looked so perplexed, like she had absolutely no idea how that could be possible. And it really hit me. I know a lot more than most girls in this industry. They call self-improvement books self-improvement for a reason. They will make you better. I realize that there's a lot of people that say, be yourself and stuff like that, and people like you for who you are. But when you know how to charm people, when you know how to make people laugh, when you know how to make people smile, that is a true skill, and it can be learned, and it can and will completely improve your life and your finances. I have been fascinated by self-development and self-development books since I was 12. My brother gave me a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it completely changed my life. I started working when I was 12 also, so I was able to actually understand the book when it started to talk about different ways that people make money. Let me break it down for you. There are 4 ways of making money. The mass majority of everyone on the planet, I believe, is an employee. Then you have the next category, which is self-employed. That's us as dancers. We're self-employed. If we don't show up to work, we don't make money. The next is a business owner. You can be the owner of a huge company, have lots of employees, and be making money while other people work for you. I can't talk really about this section because I know nothing about it yet. The following position, and the best position, is an investor. This is where true wealth is built. This is where your money works for you. You put money into something and make money as a result. Of course, there's a potential to lose money, but there's also a potential to lose money with every other sector as well, except as an employee. But being an employee, you aren't making enough money to lose it anyway. Like all of us here, I went from being an employee to self-employed. Becoming a stripper is one of the best financial moves you could ever make. You're self-employed, but you basically have no overhead to pay for. You have to pay for your house fee, any tip out that's mandatory, and all the swag and makeup and everything else that's included in getting ready to go to work. But I'm going to say right now, most girls way overdo it, way overspend. And I'm speaking from personal experience as well. I had way too many stripper outfits that I never used, and too many stripper shoes that I never touched, and I had a ton of makeup that I really didn't need or ever use. And I know I'm not the only one. So we by choice waste a lot more money than we need to in the industry. You can save yourself a lot of money and not do that. So back to it, self-improvement. I studied the shit out of self-improvement. Sales, psychology, persuasion, anything and everything that had to do with relationships, charm, NLP. I read constantly. I listened to audiobooks constantly. I downloaded a gigantic pack of audios from some of the best self-development people out there. It was probably over 100 hours of content that was pure gold. I learned so much. I was constantly learning. And I was making really good money. And then there came a time that I was like, I want out. I want to quit. So I quit. I started dating for money, and that worked out pretty well for a while. And then I started working for a friend of mine, helping him write emails, go through people's websites and tell them what they needed to improve, writing articles, stuff like that. All the time I was trying to figure out what I actually wanted to do with my life. I had so many different business ideas, but none of them I was truly passionate about. I started a few and I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. So in the back of my mind for at least 3 years, I couldn't stop thinking that there were girls out there that needed the knowledge that I had locked inside my mind. I'm a radical optimist. I believe that the universe has more than enough for all of us, especially with the way technology is and the fact that we could all, if we wanted to, grow our own food. There is absolutely no reason why we need to live on a planet that is scarce of resources. There is enough food and enough water for everyone. It's just not distributed properly. There is enough housing for everyone, and there could be way more than enough housing for everyone if the government didn't force stupid building codes on us. People could seriously build gorgeous houses out of mud. I'm not joking. There's a way to make mud that has like sand and sticks and rocks and stuff in it that is sometimes stronger than the structure of an actual house if it came to hurricanes or earthquakes or stuff like that. But the government does all this crazy shit and everyone rolls over and abides by it. At least in this country they do. And there's good reason. They have guns, they have weapons, they have jails that they'll lock us away in. I fundamentally believe that all of that will change, that people will get smart and start to grow their own food and to make their own housing. I believe that peace is a growing trend. But besides all that, right now we live on a planet that requires money. And for all of us to reach our highest potential, I believe that we need to have that money. I hate seeing people struggle. I hate seeing anything struggle. I hate pollution. I hate that we shit in our water supply. I hate that we throw away so much food and don't compost it back into the earth where it belongs. I hate that men run the world. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate men. I love men. But women are just, for the most part, and I think most men would agree with this, we're just smarter. We think about how things are connected. We're more compassionate. We're more loving. We care more about people. We care more about the planet. We care more about everything, for the most part. I truly believe that. All that being said, I started my YouTube channel and podcast because I felt like I had to, not because I wanted to. I couldn't get it off of my mind. I didn't want to start a channel. I'm an introverted girl that wants to just lay in the sun and listen to music all day and eat really good food and grow my own food and be in nature. And as weird as this sounds to me, I knew I had invaluable information that could help change people's lives. And I don't want you to think that I'm special or above anyone else. I think I got fucking lucky. First, by being blessed with very loving parents that were also entrepreneurs, so I had very good role models that loved me and encouraged me. And second, because I came home from kindergarten one day, you know, however old kindergarten is, 3 to 5, somewhere in there, I think. And I had only been in kindergarten for a couple months, and I came home and I said to my mom, I don't want to go back to school. And I feel a little bit bad about saying this right now, but at the time I told her I thought all the kids were stupid. That day I had watched a little boy staple his hand together. And I can remember being in class just looking around the room at kids drawing and playing and doing nothing important. And I thought I could be at home doing this. And I remember going to PE and I would just go hide under this big play toy or whatever that thing was. And there was this girl that would come under there and sit next to me and stare at me. And I only remember a few of my interactions with her. Maybe I only had a few interactions with her. But the last one that I remember was she came up to me and sat down next to me and told me that she had a gun in her backpack and that she was going to use it on me. I have no idea how people get so fucked up, especially at such a young age. But after learning entirely more about psychology than most people probably know, I can't blame anyone for anything anymore. It makes me wonder if it's the chemicals in their food fucking with their entire brain and body, which it probably is a huge part of it. If the shots that they got as children or whatever the fuck the doctor has told them that they need, it's the current medications that they're on, or if they bumped their head really hard at some point in their life, that can really change who you are. If you bump your frontal lobe or the side of your brain is the same consistency as butter. Like, you know, kids fall and shit happens and all of that can truly mess with a person. Or if they were abused when they were kids, or whatever it is that's made them this way. And whatever the answer is, I don't care. I want to help everyone. I want to live on a better planet. I want people to be happy. I want people to be successful and abundant and self-sufficient and not ever have to take shit from anyone. I don't want people to give other people shit because they have such good lives. So while going through some self-development training one day, lots of days really, over and over, I've heard this, is what did you want to do when you were a child? What makes you happy? And to be honest, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do as a kid. I don't think I ever thought about it. My parents never asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up while I was a kid. I wanted to be a kid. But I went home one day to visit my parents after I had moved to Florida, and my mom handed me a cassette tape. And in case you don't know what a cassette tape is, it's the thing that was before a CD. And it had my name labeled on it. And I had no idea what I was about to be listening to, but I figured it would be embarrassing. So I actually found a tape player, went into a room privately, popped it in. My mom had bought a karaoke machine for my sister and I when we were kids. And apparently, at some point, when I'm sure I was alone, I pretended to be the host of a radio show. So I could actually be doing right now what I wanted to do when I was a kid. And I just realized a few days ago, I want to take this full time. And I mean full time. A 7-day-a-week show where we cover absolutely everything to improve your life, except for maybe personal relationships. But even that kind of stuff I want to talk about, I just don't have a particular day tagged for it. I don't have it as a precise topic. So let's go over the different days and the different topics. I know most people start their week on Sunday, but because of this industry and because shit gets crazy on the weekends, we're going to start our week on Fridays. Friday is going to be Freedom Friday, where we're going to talk about everything sales related. The power of your words, tone of voice, body language, NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. That's some serious mind programming shit right there. We're going to be talking about how to build rapport with people. I'm going to be recommending different books. We're going to be talking about different books and stuff inside them that talk about sales and psychology and all that other good stuff. And I'm going to see if I can find a lot of them on YouTube so that you can listen to these audiobooks instead of reading them for those of you that don't actually want to read. There's a lot of free audiobooks on YouTube. I'm shocked. Type in whatever book it is that you're looking for and type in audiobook or full audiobook in YouTube and see if it pops up. It might be there. Saturdays is going to be Self-Esteem Saturday, where we talk about mindset, goal setting, positive self-talk. I'm going to give you resources for building confidence, motivation, all the things that are required to be an entrepreneur, I believe, start in your mind. You have to believe that you can do it to take the first step. So I'm going to do the best I can to help you believe in you. I believe in you, and I know for a fact that you can improve your entire life. Sunday is going to be Save Yourself Sunday, and it's going to be all about finances. No one is going to care about your financial future the same as you, except for maybe me, because I really care. There is an incredible lack of knowledge around money and finances, and that's probably why just about everybody is in debt, is because people don't understand money. We're going to talk about how to save, how to invest, where to invest. We're going to talk about ways to invest in the market, how to ride the market when it goes up while being locked in with your investment if the market crashes. We're going to talk about creating your own pension. If you don't know what a pension is, it's basically where you get paid every single month for the rest of your life. After you reach your 60s, we're going to talk about how to do it even sooner. We're going to talk about Social Security and how that's probably not going to be around. It's not possible for Social Security to keep going the way that it is. And besides that, Social Security was never actually designed to take care of you when you get old. It was designed to help supplement your income. The government does not care enough about us. The government doesn't care about us at all. They certainly don't care enough about us to take care of us when we get old. And they didn't start Social Security for our benefit. They started Social Security so that they could take our money and do whatever they wanted with it for 40 years. If you have kids, we're going to talk about how to set your baby up for life. We're going to talk about how the rich get richer and the poor really do get poorer. We're not only going to talk about how to set yourself up for financial freedom, but we're going to do it. We're going to work on it. It's going to take a lot of work on your part. My suggestion that you decide right now to start looking at dancing as your vehicle to freedom. You have an opportunity unlike basically everyone on the planet, and I mean it. Not even a drug dealer can compare because they have the possibility, really the likelihood of going to jail. We don't. This is really where it's at, girls. Finances and what to do with your money is maybe one of the most important things you could ever learn. But then sales and psychology and self-development and self-improvement, all of these are also correlated with finances. Next, we have Monday. This is going to be Mojo Monday, where we talk everything related to health and wellness. Like sales, self-esteem, and money are important, health is equally, if not more important. If you don't have your health, all of the other becomes way harder to accomplish. So all of my hippie and completely alternative health news that I've been studying and listening to for the last 10 years is going to be stuff that we talk about. We're going to start to talk about food, all kinds of different documentaries. We're going to talk about exercise, what it does for you, what it really does for you besides just making you look good. We're going to talk about big pharma replacements, and we're going to talk about street drugs and anything else related to health that I can think up or that you guys want to talk about. Tuesday is Time's Up Tuesday. This is going to be the interview day. Time's up meaning it is time for you to take the leap. It's time for you to take the leap of faith. I'm going to interview girls and I'm going to be asking them about their first time experience, their current experience, and why they believe that every girl that's able should try stripping. I'm very excited about this. I've really enjoyed doing interviews so far, and I believe because of the feedback that I've gotten that they're very beneficial to you girls. It's been a long time since my first day at a club, so all of the anxiousness and stuff that went on before my first day isn't as recent as a memory as it is for some of these girls that started 4 days ago. Wednesday is going to be Wild Card Wednesday. Wednesday will be the day where I talk about whatever I feel like we should talk about. As the week goes on and I find things that I feel are incredibly important, I'll write them down as potential topics for Wednesday. This could range from anything from growing your own food to keeping your partner happy to relationships with your family to talking about politics, meditation, yoga. It could be anything, which is why we're going to call it Wild Card Wednesday. And Thursday. Thursday is going to be Thankful Thursday. This is going to be where I talk about different products or services that I've used in my life that have benefited me in a massive way. From coconut oil to Bare Minerals makeup to shampoo and conditioner to the razor or laser I use to YouTubers and podcasters I follow to whatever I'm thankful for. This is going to be the day that we're going to cover that type of stuff. And hopefully it will benefit you as well. So this is the whole week. Right now, I'm not 100% confident on my ability to be able to produce an episode every single day. This takes a lot of time. I've been editing and recording and writing this for 3.5 hours already, but I wanted to let you know that this is the direction that we're headed. Now that you know the direction that strategic stripping is headed, I want to tell you how I plan to monetize this. Being 100% transparent and radically honest with you girls is so important to me. I read a book called Radical Honesty a long time ago, and it fundamentally changed my life. So after doing the show for about 6 months, I realized how much I actually enjoyed it. And I thought, God, I would love to do this for a living. But then I also thought, I'm trying to help these girls make money. I don't want to take their money. And because I believe in the law of attraction, I knew that there would be a way that I could still figure out how to monetize without taking any of your money. And guess what happened? So this is personal, but I want to get personal with you girls. I'm in the position right now where I have the time and energy to do this. And that is in huge thanks. That is all thanks to the man that I'm going to marry. He puts less than zero pressure on me to go to work. He knows that I have incredibly high ambitions and that if I have to focus on going to work to dance, that's going to take an enormous amount of my energy physically and mentally. And he wants me to build something bigger. So I want you to know we're taking this to the next level literally because of him. So Thankful Thursday and Save Yourself Sunday is how I plan to monetize. On Thankful Thursday, I'm going to talk about products and services that can be sold. Not necessarily all of them all, so we talk about YouTubers and podcasters, literally anything I'm thankful for. But if it's something that can be sold, I'm going to see if I can get an affiliate link for it, which means if you buy through my link, the company will give me a commission for it. So for example, coconut oil is one of my favorite things in the world. I've used all kinds of different coconut oil and I don't have a favorite. I love coconut oil. I don't care about the brand. I'm going to look for one that has a good price that can be shipped cheaply or however this is going to end up happening, and it can be bought online, and I'm going to ask them if I can have a link so that if you choose to buy it through me, it will support me. There's no obligation to buy coconut oil through me or to buy any of the products that I mention on Thankful Thursday through me, but the option will be there if you decide that you would like to support me. And when it comes to Save Yourself Sunday, I am now working with a company that does all of the things that we are going to talk about on Sundays. About 6 months ago, I went and met a man named Carlo that has been in the financial services industry for about 13 years. I was just going to meet with him to get a financial plan for myself, and I was going to ask him if he could do anything for strippers as well. And by the end of our conversation, the same light bulb moment that I had that brought me to the moment of I should become a stripper, I also had when I was with this guy. I thought I should do this too. This guy, what he can do for people is work financial miracles. He was the missing link that I needed to get girls out of stripping. He teaches strategies that the super wealthy people use that 98% of the world doesn't know about. I was angry by the end of our conversation because I was like, why don't more people know this? I already knew I loved teaching, so I decided that I wanted to teach about finances and how to set people up for their future. And by the time I got home, I realized, oh my God, I could just teach dancers this stuff. You're my people. I understand the industry more than anything else. I know you girls more than I know any other type of person. And I know that we are some of the best, most compassionate, sweetest people out there. When we have money, we help people. That's what I witnessed anyway. And I'm not saying that you have to do that. There's no obligation to help anyone. And truly, honestly, at this point in my life, I believe you should help yourself before you help other people, because when you get to a level of abundance, then you can share abundantly and not have to worry about anything. I want to help empower women, and there's literally no better way to do it than teaching all the topics that we're about to be talking about, at least not that I know of anyway. So I started working in the financial services industry. I am not the expert yet, and it might take a long time for me to become the expert, but I have an incredible team of people beside me that work financial miracles for people. So 2 to 3 months after I started strategic stripping, and I realized teaching girls how to make money is great, but they need an exit strategy. You need to know how you can get out of stripping. Financially set up, having made the entertainment industry completely worth it, completely worth your time, completely worth your energy. Because I know a lot of girls get out and it was not worth it because they wasted their time, they wasted their money, they wasted a lot of stuff. So I didn't know how, and I figured it wouldn't be because of me, it would be because of somebody that I met that could show me how, and that's exactly what happened. If you don't already know by now, I can't express how much I want the best for you. I don't want to take your money. I want to help you make money, and I found a way that I can help you make money by helping you and not taking your money. After we get into all the talk about finances, myself and the people that I'm working with can set you up with a free financial plan on how to get out of debt, how to save, how to invest, how to grow your money, and set up your future as best as possible. And me and the people that I'm working with won't touch a single dime of your money. Whichever of the 30 different investment companies we help get you set up with pays us a commission, and all of your money stays your money. My motivation is to help you. And regardless of whatever you do, I'm still going to be fine. So the last bit, why am I doing this? It boils down to this. I want to live in a better world, full of resources for everyone, full of healthy food for everyone, full of shelter and clean hot water for everyone. I want to be a leader in a tribe of powerful women. I want to help sculpt leaders. I want to help you believe in yourself. I want to be surrounded by powerful women, and women that do teach other women how to be powerful, women that lift each other up, women that get into politics, can help change policy, that can help redesign the incredibly broken system. Women that create businesses. I want to be around other women like myself that are crazy enough to believe that they can change the entire world. There is a lot of money out there, girls, and right now, in this current state of our social development, money is power. Let's get that money. I have more reasons for why I want to do all this, and we'll talk about it in future episodes. For now, I'll say goodbye and that I'm incredibly happy to be on this journey with you. Life is an incredible journey. And right now, each of us is on a very unique path, a very exciting path, a very prosperous path. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. I love you. We'll talk soon.